Chapter 6.2 Comparing and Ordering Fractions, Decimals, and Percents. When comparing and ordering fractions, decimals, and percents, write the numbers as all fractions, all decimals, or all percents. The first problem says, which is greater, 3 over 20 or 16%? The easiest way to do this problem is to change them both into fractions. So we know 3 over 20 is already a fraction, and we have 16%. If you recall, percents are always out of 100. So we have 16% equals 16 over 100. So now we got to deal with 3 over 20, which we know that they have to have common denominators. We know that 20 does go into 100 evenly. It goes into 100 5 times. So since we multiplied the bottom by 5, we got to multiply the top by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So we have two fractions, 15 over 100 and 16 over 100. And the question is asking which is greater. And because they both have a denominator of 100, we look at the tops, and we know 16 over 100 is the bigger fraction. So 16% is greater than 3 over 20. Letter B says which is greater, 79% or 0.08. Since our 0.08 is a decimal, we want to change 79% to a decimal. If you recall from chapter 6.1, we changed the decimal. We change it to a decimal by moving it twice to the left. So our decimal's hiding behind the 9. 1, 2. So that gives us 0.79. And we are going to compare that to 0.08. So we have 79 cents and 8 cents. What's bigger? 79 cents. So we know our answer is going to be 79%. Our next problem says, which is greater, 25% or 7 over 25. Again, we have a fraction, so we want to change the fraction. We want to keep it as a fraction. We want to change 25% to a fraction. And 25% as a fraction is 25 over 100. So we need to find a common denominator, which is going to be 100. And we know that 25 times 4 gives me 100, so 7 times 4 gives me 28. So we look at our top numbers, 25 and 28. 28 is bigger, so we know that 7 over 25 is the greater number. Real life application. You, your sister, and a friend each take the same number of shots at a soccer goal. You make 72% of your shots. Your sister makes 19 out of 25 of her shots, and your friend makes 0.67 of his shots. Who made the fewest shots? So we know you made 72%. Your sister made 19 out of 25, and your friend made 0.67. So the easiest thing for us to do in order to solve this problem is to change everything to a fraction. So we know that 72% is 72 over 100. We know that 25 goes into 100 4 times. So then we multiply the top by 4. 19 times 4, 4 times 6 is 36. Here my 3, 4 times 1 plus 3 is 76. And then your friend, in order to change that to a percent, we're going to move this to the right, which is now 67%. And we know 67% equals 67 over 100. So it says who made the fewest shots. Since we have all denominators of 100, we need to find the person that had the smallest numerator, which is 67. So your friend made the fewest shots. The next problem says the map shows the portions of the U.S. population that live in 5 states. List the 5 states in order by population from least to greatest. So the 5 states that we have are Washington, and it has a population of 1/50. Then we have Michigan. It has a population of 0.03. Then we have California. It has a population of 0.12. Ohio has a population of 1/25. And New York has a population of 6%. So the easiest way for us to solve this problem is we can change them all to fractions, or we can change them all to decimals. If we change them all to fractions, we can simply make them all out of 100. So for Washington, we know we're going to have a denominator of 100. 50 times what gives me 100? Well, we know that's 2. So we multiply the top by 2, and we get 1 times 2, which is 2 out of 100. Michigan has a population of 0.03, which if we say it mathematically is 3/100ths. So we know this is a fraction of 3/100. California has a population of 0.12, or 12/100ths. So we know this is a fraction of 12/100. Ohio is already a fraction, but we do want to make that as a fraction with a denominator of 100. So 25 times 4 gives me 100. So 1 times 4 is 4. And then we have 4/100 for Ohio, and New York is 6%, and 6% is 6/100. So it tells us we want to list the 5 states in order by population from least to greatest. So what's my smallest number that is in the numerator is Washington. My next smallest is going to be Michigan, because it is 3/100. My next smallest is 4/100, which is Ohio. Then we have New York at 6/100. And then finally California.